This video is the first part of Sam's Tricks Teacher Compendium. It will cover the class system, races, and hikes from a teacher's perspective. To understand this video, you need to be familiar with Sam's Tricks main features and what a class, a race, and a hike is. If you aren't sure about it, we recommend that you watch the first two parts of Sam's Tricks user manual as well as the first two parts of the student guide, which are available on this channel. Section 1. Classes. Registering as a teacher on Sam's Tricks grants you the ability to create classes. Simply head to the classes page and click on the plus icon in the lower right corner of the page. We will ignore the school menu for now. It will be covered in the third part of this teacher compendium. All you need is to indicate your class name and click the Create Class button to proceed. A card representing your new class will appear. It shows general information about the class. First and foremost, here is the class code. You can give this code to your students to allow them to join your class. Let's jump forward to a time where we have invited some students to this class and have a look at the rest of the card. Underneath the class name, we see the number of students and their combined star count and smile count. The lower section of the card contains information about the class points for each term. These class points serve as a central metric to assess how students are doing in the races and hikes you set for the class. When the students participate in these events, they gain points according to a set of rules which can be seen by clicking the question mark button. You can modify these rules for each term in the classes page. More details will be given in the next video. Clicking on the card opens the classes page. There, you can see a list of your students and a handful of indicators. First, you can see their star count and smile count. The next two columns are the number of tricks they have tried this week and the time since their latest trick. The extra time column is editable and allows you to give extra time allowance for races to individual students. More on that in the next video. Finally, the action column allows you to see each student's statistics, trick history, or remove them from the class. Clicking on the title of a column sorts the table following the values in this particular column. For example, sorting the table according to the number tricks this week or the latest trick column will allow you to easily assess which students have been working hard and which ones haven't. The search box allows you to find students by name, and the action menu at the top of the page allows you to edit your students' names, invite students to the class, choose a school, edit terms details, or archive the class. Let's take a moment to review the Invite Students option. It is a way to enroll students in your class without the use of the class code. When you select it, a modal opens allowing you to enter a student's email address. Note that you need to have the exact email address and you cannot search prospective students by name. If you have a list of students' email addresses, you can copy it and click the Paste from Clipboard button to invite them all at the same time. Students will need to log into Sam's Tricks, head to the classes page, and accept the invitation to join the class. Section 2. Races. As stated in the introduction, we assume that you already know what a race is, so we won't explain it again and jump straight into the teacher's specific details. As a teacher, you can create races for your students simply by navigating to the races page and clicking on the plus icon in the lower right corner of the page. Once you have specified the title, the classes and term, and picked the track you want to race on, click the Create Race button. This will create the race and open a modal where you can modify a handful of options. We will only mention the main ones here: the number of stars needed to validate a trick and the number of tricks students need to validate to finish the race. The maximum extra time you allow your students to use during this race. How many medals of each kind you want to award for this race. The start and finish dates and times for this race. All the other options are more advanced and will be covered in the part 2 of this teacher compendium. When you are satisfied with these options, you can close the modal. At this point, the race is still a draft and students cannot see it yet. To finalize your race, you need to lock it. Open the action menu and select the lock icon. If the start date is not yet passed, the race will be displayed as upcoming, so the students are aware of its existence and can train on the tricks until it actually starts. Notice that a locked race has limited addition possibilities. You can unlock an upcoming race to regain control over all the options. However, you cannot unlock an active race. Once the race has started, you will be able to follow the student's progress by clicking the eye icon in the action menu. To follow the progress of a whole class, navigate to this class page, then to the Races tab and select the current race in the drop-down menu. There, you can see the student's score on each trick, their total progress, and their running time. This allows you to easily keep track in real time of who's doing the work and who isn't. Section 3. Hikes. Again, as stated before, we won't describe here what a hike is. To create a hike, simply navigate to the hike page and click on the plus icon in the lower right corner of the page. Specify the title and the term the hike belongs to and click the Create button. This will create the hike for you, and a modal allowing you to edit the hike's details will open. The section on the right allows you to search tracks by title and add them to the hike. You can then reorder the tracks by dragging and dropping them, and you can allow extra time to each individual track. The section on the left shows a few options which you can customize. When you are satisfied with the details, you can save and go back to the hike page. By default, any track you add to a hike is closed, meaning that the students' performances will not be recorded. You can open each track individually by clicking the icon on the right. Once tracks have been opened, you will be able to follow the student's progress by clicking the eye icon in the lower right corner of the card. Again, you can follow the entire class progress in the class page under the Hike tab. This concludes the first part of Sam's Tricks Teacher Compendium. The next part will cover some more advanced tools included in the app to help you make the most of Sam's tricks as a teacher.